Peace, peace. Hey, oh, hey. Maya Kiana here. We are back with another stream. I wanted to get on here tonight and talk a little bit about duality. So we're gonna hop into that conversation, and then I'm gonna give a couple community updates, and then I'll be out of y'all here for tonight. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Hope all is well. Hope all is glowing and flowing for you in the most beautiful way. I hope your day was just as beautiful as you are. So I caught 2:22 today. I actually woke up at 2:22 today, and I felt like that was very divine. Me and a friend caught it at the same time, which was made it even more powerful, right? Because two is it represents the energy of partnership. So the fact that two people caught it at the same time, I thought that was cool. And two is also a number that represents duality, right? You have duality is one of the universal laws that communicates that essentially all things exist on a spectrum. So things that seem to be opposites are actually just um, two ends of the same pole, right? Two sides of one spectrum. So, for example, happiness and sadness or happiness and anger are two sides of one spectrum that can be called emotions or feelings. Um, that's another good example. Light and darkness are two sides of one spectrum, which is sight, depending on how you're looking at it. So I wanted to talk a little about that because I'm somebody who loves duality. I'm an Aquarius, so I think that has a lot to do with it, as y'all know. I probably say that every video. Because I'm a big aqua. You know, some people be little aquas, like they don't really put too much on it, but I'm a big aqua. I love being an Aquarius, love everything about us. And one of the main traits that is often attributed to Aquarians is our detachment. But the other side that a lot of people may not know about is that we are humanitarians. So we literally live on that spectrum of duality where it's like I love humanity and at the same time I'm very detached from it. I don't really care. You know? So all of my Aquarians, y'all definitely understand where I'm coming from. And if you know an Aquarius well, you understand where I'm coming from. Because it's like we live, at least speaking for myself, everything, all of my work that I do is literally to make the world a better place. Living Love and Speak is all about instilling more love in the world. And at the same time, I'm very to myself. I'm very much introverted most of the time, and I don't really surround myself by a lot of people. I'm not the most social butterfly, you might say. But at the same time, you know, that is the duality. There's beauty in duality. And I feel like a lot of times to get my work done, it takes seclusion. And I know that one thing that I've been brought here to learn through study, through as far as like reading, study, research, study, but also the study of practicing it and putting all of those teachings into practice. I've been put here to learn where is my place in community? Where do I stand in community? And with that will come more ease in executing my purpose and my mission, such as making the world a better place and doing that through community connections. So I'm just here to learn my lessons and teach them as I learn them. And 22, which is a mastery number, compounds that energy of duality, of partnership, excuse me, and it adds a level of mastery. So it represents mastery of being a master architect, essentially, right? So when I remember 111 is the master visionary, 22, 11 is the master visionary, 22 is the master architect, and 33 is the master teacher. So I look at it like the first step is to envision it in your mind. The second step is to manifest it, architect it, and build it in reality. And then the third step is to teach what you've learned and what you've done. So that's an easy way for me to remember it, and that might be a good rule of thumb to help y'all remember the mastery numbers. Going back to 22, being a master architect, that literally aligns with the mission of learning how to manifest your visions into reality. So for me personally, it's taking these visions of creating more love in the world by first having that idea, instilling it in myself, embodying that energy, and then architecting a community of people who embody that energy and will do the same thing as far as creating their own communities and creating a ring or an aura of self-love that radiates from them and infects everybody else around them. So that's literally the vision. And the more that you focus on anything, the clearer it becomes. Where attention goes, energy flows. And I'm laughing because I say that differently every time, but essentially it means the same thing. Where attention grows, energy goes. Where attention goes, energy flows. Same thing, different words. So focusing on your visions is very, very important. So I know a lot of times the world can be hectic. There can be a lot of noise going on, whether it's distractions, TV, media, whether it's responsibilities, children, family, relationships, commitments, work, whatever the case is. This is such as life. But it's important to take that time to self and be able to hone in and focus in through meditation, through breath work, which is all of this is a form of meditation, through sitting in stillness, through journaling, which I love, love, love to do, through creation, right? Whether it's writing poems or spoken word or raps or painting, whether it's the art of doing hair, whatever helps you get into that meditative state and helps you to have some alone time, essentially, with the God within you. And we always go deep in the Patreon, so I'm gonna always push that and just let y'all know that if that's something that y'all want to get into, you can definitely click that link to tap into the community. And I have some updates that I'll let y'all know at the end of this video that I'm super excited about. So yeah, another thing as far as being a master architect goes, right? Mastery, I'm learning, is something that comes with practice, of course, but it also resonates on the same frequency as anything else in the physical realm. And what I mean by that is you have to identify with it or it will never be yours. So you have people who are very qualified, who are very well versed in their areas of expertise, but they don't identify as a master of that. And therefore they won't exhibit that energy because you are, in effect, whatever you say you are, whatever you believe that you are. So mastery is no different than anything else. If you don't embody the energy, if you don't believe it about yourself, then you won't embody the energy, and it won't be, even if it's true in a certain realm, even if it's what you came here to do and to be, it's like a test that you have to pass each and every time in order. It's like the final test, essentially, because you can pass all of the tests that have been put in front of you, but until you hop into that energy and you embody it, and you really believe and you start moving like it won't truly be yours. And mastery is no different. And I think that's a beautiful thing because it shines light on free will. I think that's so beautiful. We have free will. You can literally be whatever you choose to be. There's nothing more powerful than you because you are charged with the energy of the source, the Most High. So keeping that in mind, just know that you are what you say you are what you believe you are. And I made a post in the Patreon earlier today, and I was asking, what is the difference between embodiment and acting? Because it's a very, very thin line. Embodiment is literally portraying the traits, the qualities, possessing the mindset of the person that you are working to be and being that person. And acting is pretty much the same thing. When you think of actors, when they get on stage, they embody the character. They portray a certain image, right? And I think that is the defining factor. Embodiment is done to become. You're embodying these energies, these traits, these qualities to become this person. Whereas acting is to portray. They're embodying these traits, these qualities to portray a character, an image, which once the lights goes off, they're no longer embodying it. They no longer want to portray that. And that not only exists in acting and on the stage, but it also exists every day around us. And it's easy for anybody to get caught up in that if you don't see the difference, if you don't see the defining factor. It can be like getting up and going to work every day and embodying an energy that isn't truly yours. And then when you go home, you can drop it and return to your true and natural self. I think that's acting, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's essential in some stages. And on the other side, there is embodiment, where you adopt an identity to be maintained and to be expanded upon. So let me know, what is your personal views on that? I want to hear your perspective as well. What do you feel like is the difference between embodiment and acting? And I feel like that also resonates on the vibration of two and duality, as we are looking at the difference between two seemingly opposing things that are actually the same, because one can, just as much as those two things are similar, they are also different, right? That one aspect, which is intention, that makes them different. Excuse me, I needed some hydration. A little hydration station. And then another sense of duality that I often think about, and I'm often living in accepting and honoring the relationship between the two, is work and rest. These two things seem like they are opposing each other. They seem like they are on opposite sides of the spectrum, but at the same time, it is a single spectrum, right? You can't have one without the other. And both are essential to accomplishing any goal, right? So it's really important to honor the partnership, right? Two being the energy of partnership, the partnership between two seemingly opposing forces. Work and rest being one. It's important to work because what's the saying? Faith is dead without work, I believe. Let me know if I'm saying that right, but y'all get what I'm saying. Which is very true, right? You can put prayer into everything. We can put good energy and positive vibes out there, but if you're not doing the work behind it, then you're not going to get the outcome that you're looking for. Then on the other hand, we have rest. You have to incorporate rest into whatever it is that you're working towards. Otherwise, the universe has a way of bringing everything back to balance, and it won't be in the way that you want it to be, if that makes sense. For example, if you're working, and you're not taking any time to rest, then we already know that God is going to make it her point to sit you down and allow you to get that rest, but it won't be in the sense of you taking a vacation like you should have, or you taking a nap like you should have, or you taking a day off like you should have. It would be in the sense of you getting sick or feeling discomfort in your body to where you have to do it now, right? So that's a reminder to honor the partnership of these things. Life is all about ebbs and flows, light and dark, positive and negative. They all work together. So you got to tap into both energies. Don't be one-sided. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Somebody just rolled through with Chris Brown playing. That's why I stopped talking. I didn't want my words to get cut off. But yes, it's super important to honor the relationship, the partnership between seemingly opposing forces. Another one is process and result. Sometimes we want to focus so much on the results, and we don't want to put any energy into the process, which is similar to the idea of manifesting and envisioning and journaling and scripting. But that's only part of the process. There also is connecting, communication. There's also research, studying. There's so many other parts of the process that sometimes we can overlook and miss when we're only focusing on the end result. And then on the other hand, when we get too stuck on the process and we don't pay enough attention to the result, it's like you can fly past the goal that you set for yourself and not even realize it. And you forget to celebrate yourself. You forget to take a deep breath and catch your breath at the finish line. Because life is a marathon, and we have the tendency to keep that. Some people have the tendency to keep that mindset. And it's like, I just accomplished something, but it's so much more to accomplish. So what am I stopping for? What am I celebrating for? Excuse me. And it's important to do that. It's important to pause, right? Because think about how much energy you just exerted. If we put this in the mindset of an actual race, think about how much energy you just exerted. You got to stop. You got to catch your breath. You got to refresh yourself, get some water, get some fruit. I'm saying you got to talk to your team, get some more encouragement, exchange ideas, reflect, go back to the drawing board and see what's the next step. But sometimes it can be easy to just want to just keep going. And that's how we wear ourselves out. And that's how we miss our blessings as well. And that's how you can look back and be like, damn, I've done a lot. I really have. I've accomplished a lot of goals that I set forth for myself, but I never got the chance to feel like it because I never stopped to appreciate everything that I've done. So make sure you're stopping, taking rest, taking pauses, celebrating yourself, honoring yourself for all that you've done this far and all that you are in the present moment. What else I want to talk about? I think that really sums up the energy of 2 and 222. And today is also a 22 day. If you add up the numbers, today is July 23rd, 2026. So if you felt any energy that resonated or correlated to anything that I've spoke about in this video, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If you're watching this in post, I would love to hear about it in the chat for everybody who's here in this moment. Tell me, how y'all feeling today? How did y'all feel? How was your emotions? How was your energy today? Today, the duality pair that I was working with was definitely process and result. No, I would say it was process and result at the earlier hours of the day from like 12 to 6 because I ain't going to sleep till like 6. But yeah, it was like some stressful energy there. And then later on today, when I woke up at 2 to 2, it definitely was the duality between work and rest. So those are the two things that I've been playing with in my mind and my energy field. And the universe is just reminding me that you are a master architect. Everything is in alignment. Everything is working in your favor. Everything is working together, which is very helpful when I start to, is that the moon? Yep, there she go. Oh my God, I love when the movie set outside my window. I just feel like she'd be talking to me, like, like specifically, like. Anyways, that was my energy today, and the universe reminded me that everything is working in my favor. Everything is working together, and sometimes, like life is circular, life is spherical, and you know how a circle, y'all know what a circle is. And I like to think about how the furthest points are also the closest points. So it's like technically like this point is the farthest from this point, but it's also the closest to this point, right? Y'all follow me? And life mirrors that too. So that's why a lot of times, that's why the saying is this, that it gets harder when the closer you get to the finish line. Because it's like you've come so far and now you're so close. So hopefully that was a word. Hopefully that resonated. And if it did, don't be afraid to let me know. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and perspectives as well. And now I just want to get some community updates. And then I think I'm going to get out of here. Oh, I also didn't touch on the energy of expansion. Today is Thursday, which is ruled by Jupiter, which embodies the energy of expansion. So isn't that so aligned? Like expansion into mastery. You are expanded into the highest version of yourself. And this is literally the work that we've done in all of the moon circles, which I started back in January and held the last one June. No, I held the last one at the end of May, which I think was the blue moon. And all of the work that we do in those full moon circles was to release and make space for all of the things to come, right? To make space for who we are designing ourselves to be. And today feels like a reminder that the work has been done. The energy is in the ethers, and it will be. It already is. So today was a beautiful day for me. I hope it was a beautiful day for y'all. And now I'm going to tell y'all about some community updates. Not too many things. I just want to remind y'all that the book club is sparking off in 7 days, literally a week from today, on the 30th. We'll be starting the book club. And actually, let me show y'all the book that we're going to be reading. A beautiful piece of work by Prodigy of Purpose. A beautiful work by a beautiful person. And if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all tap in with her, Prodigy of Purpose, on Instagram. She's always sharing some very relatable and inspirational content, some things that make you think and ponder, which we love to do, working that mental muscle. Let me share my screen so I can show y'all. The Black Memorandum. Wait, are y'all seeing it? Okay, cool. The Black Memorandum, Poetic Messages of Black Empowerment, Love, and Healing. Like, even the title is poetic. So get into it. This is the book that we're going to be starting with 7 days from today. So go ahead and get your copy so you can already be prepared. And then you want to tap that link to join the Patreon. And that's really all you got to do. We're going to spark up on Patreon, so you should be notified. I'll be sending out all of the posts and updates and everything inside of Patreon. So I'm super excited. Also, I would say check out the interview that we did a little while back on this on her book. She talks about her book in the interview. The interview we talk about a number of different things, but we also talk about the book, the mission behind it, and things of that nature. So make sure y'all tap in with that. I will put the link to that in this video after it's been posted on YouTube, because that would be a great way to kind of get you prepared for what the next month of reading this book and what this experience will be like. So yes. Make sure y'all do that. And then finally, tomorrow I'll be here at 6 p.m. for Music and Meaning. We're going to be dissecting a song and talking about the meaning behind that song. And I did mean to prepare the song, but I haven't yet. So it's given, just let it come to me, like the last 3 songs. Well, yeah, the last 3 songs kind of just came to me, whether it was in a dream or it was in just the universe sending it to me, and I'm just humming it throughout the day. And each time it has been so much in alignment with what I'm feeling in that moment, what has been on me to express to teach in that moment, or literally what is going on in the world in that moment. And also, if you're watching this, let me know what songs you might like to look a little further into, what songs you feel would be beneficial for people to see in a deeper light. All right. So I'm going to hop off of here tonight, and I hope your night is amazing. I hope you see yourself in the mirror and smile. I hope you know that you are loved, and I hope that you continue to give love. And in the words of Miss Tabitha, if you're not having a good day, don't go messing up nobody else's day, okay? I love y'all. It's been a good stream. It's always a good time. I will see y'all when the stars align. Peace, and don't forget to live in love.